In this video, we're talking about the best sites to list your property for short-term rentals, so stay tuned. Vacation Rental Machine helps hosts just like you learn how to start, grow, and scale your short-term rental business. This show is all about creating systems that help you automate your business, giving you more time and money freedom. If you're ready to start living the vacation rental life, then subscribe to this podcast today. Come and join us on our Facebook group, The Host Nation, where we'll be talking about starting, automating, and scaling a short-term rental business. Now, on to the show. Hey, welcome back, Host Nation, to another episode of Vacation Rental Machine. I'm Julian Sage with John Bell. And in this video, we're talking about rental listing sites, where you should be marketing your properties, or otherwise known as online travel agencies or OTAs, where you can market your property. Which one's best? Which one should you start with? Should you be on Airbnb? Should you be on Vrbo, Booking.com, TripAdvisor? Italians are only.com. I don't know. There's a lot of other ways to be able to find, and people are searching. And that's another video that we talk about through a dedicated channel manager, where you can find a lot of different niche websites for you to be able to market. We'll include a link down below where you can watch that video. But in this video, we're just talking about the best ones, the most reliable, the safest, the most amount of bookings that you can find for your short-term rental business. So, John, the big question, Airbnb, Vrbo, should you be on both? Should you just be on one? Where should people be starting?
You should definitely start on Airbnb, but that is not where you should finish. Airbnb is a great platform, and it's really good for everyone that is just kind of starting out and they want to kind of get a feel for offering their place and kind of talking and working with guests. Airbnb makes it a little easier. The next platform that's probably going to be similar in ease, but it's going to add some complexities, and you definitely want to do it within a PMS. It's going to be Vrbo. Vrbo was also HomeAway, which was one of the longest two standing vacation rental platforms kind of ever. But Airbnb kind of came along and kind of just sucked a whole bunch of their market share, but they do have different appeals. When you're trying to market to the right guest, you're also going to want to capture them on the right channel. So, of course, knowing the different channels, and if you want to appeal to certain guests, you're going to want to know exactly where they're looking to book.
All right, John, so you're saying to start with Airbnb. Why would someone want to start with Airbnb and then eventually also add on Vrbo or VRBO?
It's kind of like scaling up in a sense. It's like Airbnb is going to kind of make it easy. It's just like, hey, let's just go to the vending machine. Somebody just kind of picks a number and the number just drops. That's as simple as Airbnb kind of makes this business. But when you kind of go into other platforms, you're going to need a PMS one. So that's one layer of complexity. You're going to have to kind of integrate that. You're going to have to link the two together. But there are certain things that you're going to have to do. Now you need a payment processor. Like, you need to collect payments from credit cards and stuff, especially if you have some scale. So if you have like more than 5 listings, Vrbo is going to want to make you a partner. And when you become a partner, you're going to have to manage your own payments. Now you get paid when people book directly, and you kind of got to manage the funds, because if they cancel, you got to also refund them out of the account. Airbnb doesn't do that, right? They just allow you to receive the funds as soon as the guest stays after their first night. It's kind of cut and dry and simple. But on the Vrbo side of things, if a person books for a month and they pay $5,000 for that month, you get the $5,000 immediately, whether or not they started right away, and that person can cancel. So you kind of got to manage the checkbook at the same time. It just adds some extra little twist. Again, we just talked about scams. There's a lot more scams on Vrbo. So you kind of want to get used to that before you go to the next platform, which is probably going to be Booking.com or something like that, to where you can actually get on a bigger platform. Of course, Booking.com is going to be one of the biggest marketing travel agencies or OTAs out there. It has the most draw. So you definitely want to make your way there, but there's steps along the way to kind of get you familiar with what to expect. And this is the natural progression that I would recommend to somebody.
Got it. So starting with Airbnb, easy, handles all the payments. You don't have to worry about any type of PMSs. And if you don't know what a PMS is, property management software, we do have another video where we talked about that, which we will include somewhere in the description or up above below. But that's adding another layer of complexity once you are trying to add that second platform. And the reason being, again, Airbnb is super simple, makes it very easy. A majority of the market is booking directly on Airbnb. You might find some markets where Vrbo is a lot more predominant, places like Florida or traditional vacation rental markets. You might see a much higher amount of people booking on Vrbo, but still, that number is typically going to be somewhere like 30% to Airbnb's maybe 70% majority of people booking on there. There are some other little minor details, such as like how much people are willing to pay on Airbnb versus Vrbo. There are going to be some discrepancies there. People that are going on Airbnb, they're probably going to want to book for a little bit cheaper. It might be more of a economy friendly. With someone like on Vrbo, this might be an older crowd, people that are maybe a little bit more savvy. They, like we said, Vrbo's been around much longer than Airbnb is, and Vrbo does attract a certain type of hosting professional. Again, typically there's going to be more vacation rentals, more professionals on Vrbo. While Airbnb, it's going to cater to a lot more diverse crowd of people that are just starting off, listing one bedroom, stuff like that. On Vrbo, you're probably going to see more bigger homes, more expensive properties, and more professional grade vacation rentals. Once you've migrated, or once you've grown from just being on two platforms, that's where John was saying you can add booking.com. And once you get on booking.com, now you might also want to incorporate a channel manager, and a channel manager where you can start marketing on, like I said in the beginning, like italiansonly.com or Italian travelers, or wherever it is, to be able to find those specific type of niche booking platforms that other people throughout the world may be using, because not everybody throughout the world is using Airbnb, Vrbo, booking.com. They might be using a lot of other niche ways to be able to find properties, and that's how you can get your property marketed to those specific types of people. So question today, what platform are you using? Are you using just Airbnb, or have you progressed and do you have more platforms that you are marketing on? We'd love to be able to know in the comment section down below. And until next time, Host Nation, keep on hosting.
Hey, Host Nation, would you like to work directly with Julian and I to help you start and scale your own short-term rental business? Go to shorttermsage.com/coaching to attend our step-by-step training and learn how we can work together. Looking forward to talking to you soon.
Hope you hosts found value in this episode. If you did, please go on over to iTunes and leave us a review, as that would greatly support the show. If you'd like to connect with John, the community, and I, then go on over to our Facebook group, The Host Nation. Talk to you hosts in the next episode. Keep on hosting.